You usually get an overwhelming favorite who delivers. And while you see the horses in the paddock there, a reminder to go to tvg.com, 7 minutes until the 6th at Suffolk. As Simon mentioned, we've got a nice card that we're in the midst of at Saratoga. And Simon, I knew you would appreciate the name of the foxsports.com pick of the day.
Opus A, yeah, Opus 1, one of the most familiar known Cabernet Sauvignons they're produced up in the Napa Valley there. But Opus A here, by a good win early sire. Read the footnotes. Some of his 2-year-olds have got off to a pretty quick start there. And this New York bred is the foxsports.com pick of the day. Yeah. Explain your reasoning. Works and pedigree?
Yeah, I have to mention, yes. First of all, Rick Violette, about 26% first time out. Hasn't had a lot of starters at the meeting, surprisingly. And the win early pedigree by Read the Footnotes. I did want to mention one other horse in here that I was thinking about. The 1A, Crispy a Lady, out of a Boone's Mill mare, might be pretty quick. So it came down to, for me, either the first time starter, I went with the 4 Opus A, who was 8-1 in the morning line. That's a lot of steam there. Or the 1A Crispy a Lady. I thought that was an interesting coupled entry, and they're an attractive price at 6-1. But ultimately, it was going to be Opus A, but at least a first-time starter in here, because I find myself in the age of synthetics being more of a conventional dirt handicapper. My strengths tend to be sometimes in races like this, because here, first-time starters can win. Before, the 11 Freud's Notebook, one of them. As we have a call for riders up, there's the foxsports.com pick of the day at 3-1. Opus A going by here with Alan Garcia and the irons.
Yeah, I mean, if this race was on a synthetic surface, you'd start your handicapping with the 2 and the 8, probably. The two horses that have experience, especially the 2 Dugout Deputy, who draws the inside post with speed in the debut and then got a little tired. But conventional dirt, we've seen the ability for firsters to win. So I think you have to look at some of the first-time starters in here.
Back at Saratoga, a post-parade coming up for the 5th in the foxsports.com pick of the day, currently at odds of 3-1. But our post-parade starts with this coupled entry that both of us thought yielded a look. There's Stolce, first-time starter by Caddy Ennis out of a Dr. Blum mare. So that mare's got to be up there in age. Here's the 4 Opus A. How does the foxsports.com pick of the day look on the track?
Looks good. It's going to benefit from the race, but certainly looks good. Very relaxed and calm out there.
There's the 4 Opus A. You didn't say this one stood out in the post-parade, but you thought looked okay.
I thought looked good, and I think just would benefit with a race, just looking at the 4 physically.
Well, I need her to win today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that prospect, you're not crazy
Not
about.
on looks. I mean, she looks like, I mean, she could well do it, but as far as looks, she looks like she could use a race.
How about that lady back there? She's having a good time. Huh?
Yeah, paying close attention.
Yeah.
Let me get the screenwriter online here.
To me, that's what's fascinating, because there's so many great vantage points at Saratoga, and fans are so close to the action. Here, how about that lady? What do you think of her fashion there in the background?
Yeah, look pretty good.
The screenwriter. How about this guy? Clicking cameras.
This guy right
here?
Yeah.
All right, let me take a picture. Okay, there's Cornelia. There's a baby. See the baby in the background?
That's the beauty about Saratoga there.
Yeah, just I love to watch people in the background, just about anything. There's a lady in a floppy hat, some kids.
There she is, right there.
Yeah, she's taking a phone call. Hey, I'm on the backside here. Horses are about to move in. Can you see me? I got this dress for Saratoga. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's like blue with some gold in there, like LeMay. How about that woman? She's not even looking at the, see her in the red hair there? She's not even looking at the horses loading in.
This one up here?
Yeah, if you're going to stand there, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, horses are moving in. Yeah. Watch this. Oh, boy, now we got the 3.
Oh, and that's Edgar Prado. Just got on scene there. We got a lot of action going on.
Stolce.
Yeah, it's like people at those golf tournaments. As soon as they hit the ball, get in the hole!
get out of the gate! Yeah, so they're going to have to load the 3 without the rider, with the starting stall in front. One of my favorite moments, this was early at TVG, and I wish I had written the date down, but it was the Fridays in the park, when we used to carry Arlington via television signal, not just on the internet.
Yeah.
And 2 kids started fighting. And so one kid had the other on the ground. It was just pummeling
Literally?
them. Yeah, and you watched as the horses were loading in the gate, this 8-year-old just pummeling this 7-year-old. And so then we didn't have screenwriter then. So we just had to slow it down. I had to point it out to people. But it was one of my favorite moments. So always keep an eye on the background. You never know what you might see. It could be very, very entertaining. Well, whatever you have here in race number 5, I hope we can deliver with the FoxSports.com pick of the day, the 4 Opus A. But if it's not me, I hope it's you. And here is Tom Durkin with the call, the 5th from Saratoga.
Riders off, Violette. They're in the gate. And they're off. Suavecito breaks on top. Dugout Deputy is there. Pork Chop Sandra comes on through between horses. Nurse Dolce right up there running in 4th. On the outside, Tapaline now in 5th. Followed by Opus A racing 6th. On the inside, Violette comes on through now from 7th. Freud's Notebook 8th, and on the move on the outside. Followed by Precious Penny running in 10th. Then Spirit of Rose, and the trailer is Mystic City. Around the far turn, they drilled a quarter in 22 and 2/5 seconds. Pork Chop Sandra is being pressed by Suavecito. Pork Chop Sandra holds an air lead. Suavecito right there with her second on the outside by 2. Tapaline is 3rd and angles to the outside for the stretch drive. Precious Penny in behind her is now running in 4th. Then Freud's Notebook down inside running greenly as they come to the last furlong. Pork Chop Sandra still there. Tapaline runs at her inside the final furlong. Tapaline's in front. And here comes Opus A with a flourish on the far outside. Freud's Notebook squeezed in between those two. Opus A, the winner. Opus A got it close for second. Freud's Notebook and Tapaline.
Simon, the FoxSports.com pick of the day wins this race, but I have no idea how. For a 2-year-old, this horse had, I'm not exaggerating, what, 7 lengths worth of trouble?
Exactly. Right there coming down the center of the track under jockey Alan Garcia. And it's kind of how you drew it up. You said, well, maybe get rushed out off its feet early and then come rolling late. But this was a very, very good performance from this daughter of Read the Footnotes. You can see barreling down the center of the track there, right there. And, I mean, we're going to have to go back to the start. Just lugged in a little bit right here, but I don't think it affected the outcome of the race there. I don't think the 11 was ever going to go by the 4, who had all the momentum through the stretch. But this horse possessed no early pace, was absolutely getting driven early, and then rallied late. Nice performance.
4-11-7. I mean, you know, 2-year-olds are my strength, but in California, you can't get any first-time starter to win because of the synthetics, because of how demanding they are. So I look at Saratoga and I think, how different could my life be if I were wagering on this every day as my local racetrack? But let's go back out of the gate with Opus A and devoid of speed. By the way, watch the guy in the visor. Remember we saw him? Watch him in the background. Hey, I'm waving my visor at the 2-year-olds. You see a number of horses getting in trouble here. The 1A, Violette. Now watch in between.
We're going to freeze it right here. Freeze it right here. Freeze it right here.
Okay.
Okay, because I want to point out this horse. He's right here, okay?
Yep.
And already, this horse was in amongst those horses and broke with the field, but already is starting to pedal backwards. So watch what happens.
Let's roll forward.
As Alan Garcia, look at him. Flat out under a hard-out drive
but
right
watch
here.
This. Gonna hit the brakes big time and drop back. Now remember, with a 2-year-old, because of their inexperience, they're taught once the rider does that right here, you just stop.
Yep.
You know, we're done. But watch, first of all, how does Alan Garcia eventually get to the outside here? He's got 2 horses that pass him. Now he's going to have to swing to the outside and disappear out of our screen for just a moment. Meanwhile, up on the lead, it's not as if it's a taxiing pace. But watch this horse really, really take her time to get going. She's still not in your picture. She's always going to show up.
Freeze it. Freeze it.
Right there.
Right here. That's where she is.
So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. She's in 6th right now.
She's going to come all the way around here.
A 5.5 furlong race.
Nice pick, my friend.
I got to tell you.
That's how you drew it up.
It's nice that it happens that way once in a while.
And I'll tell you why I said she looked like she might need a race. She's definitely going to benefit from this. But I looked at her physically. I thought the 5.5 furlong, she might get rushed off her feet a little bit. She might be a little too quick.
I agree with you. I mean, that part was true. But you did hold open the possibility that if they started to stagger up front, she could run on. And she indeed does
run
on here.
And Read the Footnotes once again with another nice winner. He's getting off to a nice start at stud there, and this feature's got a filly in the New York bred 2-year-old filly division this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, times are relative. It's what she was able to show in there.
Yep.
It's not a quick time. 5.5 furlongs, 105.3, but it's the way that she did it. And yes, the FoxSports.com pick of the day doesn't always make an appearance because sometimes I'm on the road and I don't have a laptop and I'm down in the business center and I'm waiting for someone to check their Facebook before I can get on, and then I just give up. But when it does show up, it's worth playing.